fuel for the mind. It was Monday morning, and Leo felt exhausted. His alarm had gone off 3 times already, and he still couldn't get out of bed. He had a math test, a group presentation in English, and football practice after school. But all he could think about was sleeping. At breakfast, he grabbed a soda and a piece of cake from the fridge. "Leo," his mother said, "you can't eat that for breakfast again." "I'm in a hurry," Leo replied, already half out the door. "It's food, right?" But by 10 a.m., he felt dizzy. His stomach growled during English class. During math, he couldn't focus on the formulas. And at lunch, he ate 3 slices of pizza and drank another soda. By football practice, he was done. "Leo, what's going on?" asked Coach Ramirez. "You used to have so much energy." Leo shrugged. He wasn't sure either. That night, he lay on his bed, staring at the ceiling. Something was wrong, and it had nothing to do with his classes. It was his body, his mind. He was tired all the time, even when he slept, and he had no idea why. The next day at school, Leo sat in the cafeteria with a hamburger, fries, and a bottle of cola. He was halfway through his meal when someone sat next to him. It was a new student. She had long brown hair, a backpack with fruit stickers, and a water bottle with the words, "Eat Smart," printed on it. "Hi," she said with a friendly smile. "I'm Emma. I just moved here from Canada." "Hey," Leo said. "I'm Leo." She looked at his tray and raised an eyebrow. "That doesn't look like brain fuel." Leo laughed. "What's brain fuel?" "Food that helps your brain work better," she replied. "Like fruit, nuts, vegetables, whole grains." Leo looked at his greasy fries. "Well, this helps my mood." Emma smiled until 20 minutes later. "Then you crash." Leo blinked. "Crash?" "Energy crash. It happens when you eat too much sugar or fast food. You feel great for a short time, then super tired." Leo remembered yesterday, how he could barely stay awake. "So, you're saying food can make me smarter?" "I'm saying food gives you energy. The right food helps you stay focused, improves your memory, and keeps you in a good mood." Leo was surprised. He never thought about food that way. Emma pulled out a container from her backpack. "Want some carrots and hummus?" Leo hesitated. "I've never eaten hummus before." "Try it." He did. It wasn't bad. Actually, it was pretty good. Maybe Emma was onto something. The next morning, Leo stood in front of the fridge. He looked at the leftover cake, the soda can, and then remembered Emma's words. "You crash." Instead, he opened a fruit drawer and grabbed a banana. Then he poured a glass of water and took a slice of whole grain bread with peanut butter. It wasn't perfect, but it was a start. At school, he felt different. Not full of energy yet, but he didn't feel sleepy like usual. During English class, he raised his hand twice. That was rare. At lunch, Emma sat beside him again. "So," she said, "what did you eat for breakfast?" Leo grinned. "Banana, peanut butter, water. No soda." Emma gave him a thumbs up. "That's real progress." Leo opened his lunchbox. His mom had packed as usual, a cheese sandwich, chips, and a chocolate bar. Emma peeked at it. "Not bad, but maybe you could swap the chips for nuts or fruit." "Nuts?" Leo said. "Aren't they full of fat?" Emma nodded. "Yes, but good fat. They help your brain and heart. Almonds, walnuts, peanuts, they're all better than chips." Leo looked at his sandwich. "What about the bread?" "White bread has little fiber. Whole grain bread keeps you full longer and helps digestion." Leo thought for a moment. He never really paid attention to fiber before, or digestion, or anything about food, really. But now, it was starting to make sense. That evening, he asked his mom, "Can we get whole grain bread next time?" She almost dropped her spoon. "Are you feeling okay?" He laughed. "Yeah, I just want to try something new." Saturday afternoon, Emma and Leo walked through the supermarket. Emma carried a small list. Leo, curious, followed her between the aisles. "What are we shopping for?" he asked. "Smart food," Emma said, smiling. "But first, let's learn to read labels." They stopped in front of the cereal section. Dozens of colorful boxes stared at them. Some had cartoons. Others said healthy or 100% natural. Emma picked up 2 boxes. "Which one looks healthier?" she asked. Leo pointed to the one with a picture of oats and the word whole grain energy. "That one. It looks strong." Emma turned around and showed him the nutrition label. "Let's compare." She read aloud. Calories, 180 per serving. Sugar, 15 grams. Fiber, 1 gram. Ingredients, sugar, corn syrup, rice flour, artificial flavor. Leo frowned. "That's a lot of sugar." Emma nodded. "And only 1 gram of fiber. That means you'll feel hungry again soon." Then she showed the second box. Calories, 160. Sugar, for grams. Fiber, 5 grams. Ingredients, whole oats, dried fruit, flaxseed, cinnamon. Leo raised his eyebrows. "So this one is better?" "Yes. Less sugar, more fiber, and natural ingredients." "But the first one said whole grained." Emma smiled. "That's the trick. Packaging is advertising. The label is the truth." Leo looked around. There were so many healthy snacks. Protein bars, fruit drinks, low-fat cookies. How do you know what to believe? Emma handed him a rule. If sugar is in the first 3 ingredients, skip it. If you can't pronounce the ingredients, don't eat it. If it has fiber and protein, it will keep you full. Leo laughed. "Sounds like a superpower." "It is," she said. "The power to eat smart." Sunday afternoon. Leo stood in the kitchen, wearing an apron for the first time in his life. He had a mission: cook a healthy lunch. His mom was out visiting his aunt, and his dad was in the garage. So Leo was on his own. He opened the fridge and looked inside. There were vegetables, eggs, rice, yogurt, and a lot of ingredients he had never used. He texted Emma. "Leo, I want to cook something healthy. Help?" "Emma, start simple. Try a veggie stir-fry with rice and egg." "Leo, sounds easy. I got this." He washed some broccoli, carrots, and red pepper. He chopped them. Well, kind of chopped them. The carrots rolled off the table. The pepper seeds flew everywhere. The broccoli looked like it had survived a tornado. "Okay, not as easy as I thought," he muttered. Next, he put a bit of olive oil in a pan and added the vegetables. The smell was amazing. Then he added some cooked brown rice from the fridge and cracked an egg into pan. It sizzled. The colors were nice. He added a little soy sauce and stirred everything together. After 10 minutes, it was ready. He tasted it. "Hey, it's actually good." At that moment, his dad walked in. "Did you cook that?" "Yep. Smells like a restaurant." Leo smiled. "It's brain fuel." His dad looked confused. Leo laughed. "Long story. Want a plate?" "Sure," his dad said. Sitting down, they ate together, in silence at first. Then his dad said, "Maybe you should cook more often." Leo grinned. "Maybe I will." On Friday night, Leo was invited to his friend Mateo's birthday party. He knew what that meant. Soda, chips, candy, pizza, and cake. Lots of cake. He arrived around 6 p.m. The music was loud. The games were fun, and the table was a calorie explosion. "Leo," Mateo shouted, "come eat. We got 5 kind of pizza." Leo walked to the table. His eyes went from the pepperoni to the triple cheese to the fries, nachos, and 2-liter sodas. For a moment, he forgot everything he had learned. His stomach growled. He picked up a slice of pizza and a soda. But just as he was about to take a bite, he remembered something Emma had said. "You don't have to be perfect. Just be conscious." He looked around. Then he made a decision. He grabbed a smaller plate, took 1 slice of pizza, a handful of baby carrots, yes, Mateo's mom had added a vegetable tray, and a glass of water instead of soda. Mateo raised an eyebrow. "That's all you're eating?" Leo smiled. "I'm good. I won't feel alive tomorrow." Later, while others were on their 3rd or 4th slice, Leo was still dancing, playing games, and full of energy. When dessert came, he took a small piece of cake and really enjoyed it. Slowly. That night, he didn't feel heavy or sick. He felt proud. At home, he texted Emma, "Leo, I survived the party. One slice, no soda, carrots and water. Emma, you're officially a health ninja. Leo, still a cake though. Emma, good. Life is about balance, not punishment. Leo smiled. Balance. That word meant more than he thought. Monday morning. Big test day. Leo walked into school with his backpack full of notes and his brain full of energy. For breakfast, he had eaten oatmeal with banana and almonds, plus a cup of green tea instead of soda. He felt calm, focused, and ready. In math class, the teacher passed out the test papers. Leo used to panic during tests. His mind would go blank, his hands would shake, and he couldn't focus. But today felt different. He read each question slowly, breathed deeply, and remembered formulas clearly. Everything seemed sharper. Later, in English class, his group presented their project on environmental solutions. Leo spoke with confidence and answered every question the teacher asked. Impressive work, Leo, she said. During lunch, he met Emma under the big tree behind the school. How did your test go? She asked. I think I crushed it, Leo said, smiling, and I didn't feel tired. Emma handed him a homemade trail mix with nuts, seeds, and dried fruit. Fuel for the victory, she said. Leo took a handful and asked, Do you think food really changes how your brain works? Emma nodded. Totally. The brain uses glucose as fuel, but not the kind from soda. It needs steady energy, which you get from whole grains, fruits, and good fats. Junk food gives you spikes and crashes. Leo thought about it. It explained a lot. So better food equals better focus? Exactly. That afternoon, Leo didn't feel the need to nap. He went to football practice, played better than ever, and even had energy left to finish homework. As he fell asleep that night, one word echoed in his head: power. And this time, it didn't come from caffeine or sugar. It came from real food. It was Thursday morning when Leo noticed something. His classmate Diego, who usually made jokes and talked a lot, was completely silent. He looked pale, had dark circles under his eyes, and kept yawning during class. At lunch, Leo sat next to him. You okay? He asked. Diego shrugged. I guess. Just tired. I stayed up late playing video games. Did you eat breakfast? Kind of. I had cookies and an energy drink. Leo raised an eyebrow. That's not breakfast, man. That's dessert. Diego sighed. I don't know. I just feel tired all the time. And I can't focus. I even forgot my science homework. Leo nodded. He had been there before. I used to feel like that too, he said. Until I change what I eat. What, like salad and stuff? Diego frowned. Not just salad. Real food, like fruit, oatmeal, eggs, nuts, even pasta, just the right kind. Diego looked unconvinced. Leo reached into his backpack and handed him a small bag of trail mix. Try this. It's almonds, raisins, sunflower seeds, and a bit of dark chocolate. I made it with Emma. Diego ate a handful. Hey, that's actually good. Leo smiled. It's brain fuel. Later that day, Diego was more active in class. He answered a question in history and stayed awake through the whole lesson. The next morning, he showed up with a banana and a sandwich on whole wheat bread. Look, he said proudly, no energy drink today. Leo grinned. Told you, you don't need wings. You need real food. They laughed together. That weekend, Leo got a text from Diego. Diego, I just made an omelet with veggies. I'm basically a chef now. Leo replied, Leo, welcome to the team. The school principal, Mrs. Taylor, was looking for students to give presentations on well-being and healthy habits for Health Week. When Emma heard the announcement, she turned to Leo and said, We should do it. Leo froze. Us? Present in front of the whole school? Emma nodded. You've lived the change. People will listen to you. Leo hesitated, then smiled. Okay, let's do it. They met in the library after school and made a plan. Their presentation would be called Eat Smart, Feel Strong. Food that fuels your brain. Leo would talk about his old habits and how they made him tired and distracted. Then Emma would explain how balanced meals affect concentration, energy, and emotions. They even prepared a simple food pyramid chart and brought examples like a banana equals natural sugar plus potassium, almonds equals healthy fat plus protein, oats equals slow-release energy. The day of the presentation arrived. The room was full of students. Some looked curious. Others looked bored. A few were eating chips during the session. Leo felt nervous. But when he started speaking, the words flowed. He told them about the headaches, the naps in class, the junk food, and the change. I used to think I was just lazy, he said, but I was feeding my body the wrong way. Emma took over and explained how even small changes, like drinking more water or eating fruit instead of candy, could make a big difference. By the end, even the students with chips were listening carefully. One girl raised her hand. So you're saying I don't need to go on a diet, just eat smarter? Emma smiled. Exactly. It's not about eating less. It's about eating better. The room clapped. Afterward, 3 students came to talk to them, asking questions about food and recipes. Leo was amazed. He didn't just change his own life. He was helping others change too. And it felt incredible. 2 months later, Leo's life looked very different. He still played football, still joked with friends, and still hated math sometimes. But now his routine was stronger. In the morning, he prepared his own breakfast, usually oats, fruit, and a boiled egg, sometimes a smoothie, always with water or tea. At school, he packed his lunch, sandwiches with whole grain bread, veggie sticks, yogurt, trail mix. He still ate pizza once in a while. He still enjoyed cake on birthdays. But he no longer felt controlled by junk food. He felt in control. His grades had improved. His teachers noticed he was more focused. He even joined a science club and gave a short talk about how nutrition affects the brain. Emma smiled at him during the presentation. Told you, she whispered. You were born to inspire. Leo laughed. I was born to eat, he said. But now I know what kind of fuel my body actually needs. That afternoon, he played football, went home, did homework, helped his mom cook, and still had energy left to read a chapter of a new book. For the first time in a long time, he felt alive. A year later, Leo and Emma created a small online blog called Fuel for the Mind, where they posted tips, easy recipes, short videos, and stories about healthy food. Other students began following them. One message from a younger student read, I used to skip breakfast and fall asleep in class. Now I eat real food and feel awesome. Thanks. Leo smiled every time he read messages like that. He had started with tired eyes and an empty stomach. Now he was full of purpose. And it all began with a banana, a conversation, and a friend who believed that food can change everything. The end.